really hard not to believe the conspiracy theory that there's an exclusive group of people plotting to control the world when exclusive groups of people keep getting together and plotting to control the world. And now there's a new secretive exclusive meeting going on. Forget Bilderberg or the Bohemian Grove. Now there's the CAMP, the Conference for World Elites, sponsored by none other than Google.
Strength and honor.
Strength and honor. Strength and honor.
At my signal, unleash hell.
What up, y'all? It's Devin with Up TV, aka the Dot Connector.
Oh my goodness.
What a surprise, right? Google has been having secret meetings, secret Illuminati meetings with many different high-profile celebrities. And not just celebrities, but with politicians and different world leaders, including Prince Harry. Okay, now these meetings have consisted of many different things according to Google. This year alone, they said that they plan on discussing climate change. And this is important because a lot of times when people hear about climate change, they think about the weather. They think about global warming. They don't think that it has anything to do with them. So they just keep on going with their lives like ain't nothing going on. But I'm here to let you guys know that climate change isn't just about the weather. It isn't just about global warming. Climate change means a change in climate in society, a change in the climate of people and people's behavior and how things are being functionally ran in the world. Okay? And they will tell you that themselves if you have the ears to listen and the eyes to see. So I'm gonna break it down for you guys today because a lot of people just don't understand. And we need to wake up and understand that these secret meetings that Google is having concerns us. When they say climate change, I'm not just concerned about the weather. I'm concerned about our rights, our freedoms, our liberties being snatched up from under us, because that's usually what climate change means. How are they going to change the world? How are they going to change people? Okay, and a lot of times, think about this, when they mention global warming, who do they say is the #1 enemy of this planet? People. People are the #1 enemy. Now, this is just a conspiracy theory. I'm just gonna throw this out there, but a lot of people, if you don't know, I'm gonna go ahead and tell you now. Okay, the Georgia Guidestones are these stones that were put up in Atlanta. And these stones basically say the #1 thing they say is to maintain humanity under 500 million in perpetual balance with nature. Now, don't that sound like some climate change talk to y'all? Don't that sound like depopulation? That will be big climate change. And they promote depopulation because they say that people are harming the earth, people like you and me. But what's funny about this whole thing is that when President Obama, when Leonardo DiCaprio, when Katy Perry, when Prince Harry, when all these big celebrities, these big world leaders, these politicians, these ex-presidents, when they go to these meetings, they go to these meetings in private jets. They go to these meetings and they chill on big yachts, okay? All together now, if you crunch the numbers, you will find that this year alone, about 114 first-class seats from Los Angeles to Italy, where the camp guests landed, would spew an estimate of 784,000 kilograms of CO2 in the air. That's a lot of CO2 going into the air. Okay, so they're really polluting this earth. And it's funny that they want to go and talk about climate change, supposedly, right? Because you think this has to do with weather, when it doesn't. It has to do with you and me. And now an unnamed person, according to the Italian press reports, said that there will likely be discussions about online privacy. That sounds like climate change. Politics, definitely climate change. Human rights, climate change. And of course, the environment, climate change. So understand, when they talk about climate change, they ain't just talking about global warming. They ain't talking about the weather. Okay, they ain't just talking about saving the environment. They're talking about your rights, your online privacy. Okay, if they don't want to give us privacy, they want to take away our privacy. Let's keep it real. They're already doing it. Okay, politics, we know they're corrupt. It doesn't matter whether you're talking about the left or whether you're talking about the right. Okay, both are corrupt. Donald Trump, he's corrupt. Okay, human rights. When it comes to human rights, you know that they are working on taking away our human rights. So why is Google getting together annually with all these different globalists to discuss about politics, human rights, online privacy, and the environment? Aren't these conversations that should be open to the public? Aren't these conversations that our government should be having, that are open conversations for the public to view, for the public to know and hear what is being said in these meetings? But it seems that tech giants today, like Google, like Amazon, like Microsoft, they all seem to be functioning as their own type of government nowadays. And they're having these secret meetings. And they claim that they care about the people so much that they need to have this big luxurious trip that costs Google about $20 million. All these celebrities, all these politicians, all these world leaders, it cost them millions of dollars for this trip. But yet they care about the people so much when all those millions of dollars could have been spent to go back to help people who are struggling. This could have went to rental assistance. This could have bought homes for the homeless. This could have bought food for the homeless. This could have helped the world out in a big way. But they don't care. They really don't. It's not about us. It's about them. And it's about depopulation at the end of the day. So that way they can enjoy the world just like this all the time, 24/7, without people like us wasting space on this planet. That's climate change, ladies and gentlemen.
And while we get used to hearing about the warnings of dangers far off in the future, now we know that the effects of climate change are actually happening today. And the effects are more extreme than we originally predicted even 2 or 3 years ago. But what would happen in a worst-case scenario? What would happen if, like Elizabeth Kolbert warns in her most recent book, climate change caused a mass extinction across planet Earth? According to new research, it could actually accelerate evolution on Earth. New research from the University of Texas at Austin used simulated robot brains that were programmed to improve at a task from one generation to the next. In that way, the robot brains were designed to evolve and to be better at a specific task. For the robots in this particular study, that task was to walk on 2 legs. After several robot generations, a number of different robot behaviors had evolved to achieve the goal, the locomotion goal of walking. But not all of those behaviors were useful to the goal of walking. So the researchers killed 90% of the robot population to simulate a mass extinction. And what they discovered was that the robot brain survivors began adapting and evolving much quicker than any groups had done before the event. Which makes a lot of sense, actually, according to modern evolutionary theory. You see, Charles Darwin described evolution as what happens when creatures mutate and adapt very slowly over generations of time to best adjust to their surroundings and their environment. But he was looking at the Galapagos Islands, which have been relatively unchanged for thousands of years. And he most famously described evolution using that island's many finches as an example of what he called divergent evolution. But Niles Eldredge and Stephen Jay Gould came up with a slightly different theory in 1972. They agreed that Darwin's evolution described most of what humans have actually seen while we've been on this planet, but they added that there are also catastrophes and sudden changes that cause what they refer to as rapid destruction, and that these also drive evolution and drive it much more rapidly. And that's what the researchers at the University of Texas at Austin confirmed with a robot brain experiment. Here's how it works. When a mass catastrophe occurs, like an asteroid impact that wipes out the dinosaurs, or the researchers' robot brain genocide, or human-caused climate change, it doesn't wipe out all life. It only kills most life. But among those who are left as survivors include the creatures that are already best suited to adapt to the catastrophe and best suited to survive in that post-catastrophe world. In other words, the creatures that survive are the ones who have already mutated or carry significant mutations. And what happens when most of the life is wiped out and the mutants are the ones who are left? Well, the mutants, the ones who used to fit neatly into an evolutionary niche within a larger group, they can now all of a sudden start changing to make use of all the niches that the extinct creatures used to take up. They begin to rapidly take on new traits that wouldn't have been useful to them before, because now there's no other competition for those particular biological niches. What the researchers found is that the mutants were most flexible, the ones who were most flexible before a mass extinction event, will blossom and begin rapidly adapting within a small population that has survived a mass extinction event. This, by the way, is what we see with bacteria reacting to antibiotics. Eventually, the less adaptable non-mutants will either die off or be subsumed into the genetic pool of the more adaptable mutants. So what does all this have to do with climate change? Well, the fact is we're heading for a mass extinction event if we continue to pump fossil fuel resources out of the ground and burn them into the atmosphere, and if we continue to let our oceans acidify and life in the oceans die. With the research from the University of Texas at Austin in mind, and with Eldridge and Gould's theory in mind, we could wonder about who the mutants are and how humanity and the rest of life on Earth might suddenly actually rapidly evolve after a climate change-caused mass extinction event. After all, as dark as the subject is, it's fascinating to consider. But why don't we just avoid the whole debacle and cut fossil fuel subsidies and invest in clean and renewable future? One could even argue that by driving climate change, we're helping life along by speeding up evolution, but a frankly far more prudent course is to keep the mass extinctions to the computer-made robot brains and work on preserving the life on Earth that already surrounds us.
So look, they plan on surviving. The elite plan on living in this world without 90% of us. Trust me when I say you're not on that list. You won't make it, okay? Y'all remember the movie 2012? Okay, we know the world didn't end in 2012, but the biggest thing you can take away from that movie is, remember, they all had their tickets. They had their tickets to be saved. That's their plan.
We have tickets to go on a big ship.
You see, this is exactly why this bullshit couldn't have been a secret for very long. These bastard kids probably told everyone about this shit.
We know they have million-dollar underground bunkers. We know they have probably billion-dollar cities underground that they plan on retreating to. They have seed vaults. They have all kind of things. But I'm here to let everyone know one very important thing. You can't escape the wrath or the power of the Most High, no matter what you do. But the elite plan on surviving this catastrophe, that they may be the ones who even cause it. But what are your thoughts? Sound off in the comment section and let me know. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Also hit that bell so you get notified anytime I upload a new video. Also go check out the new UpTV website at www.uptvmedia.com. It's a truth network for truthers. It's totally free now, so go sign up as soon as possible. Get active on the site. There's so many cool features. You're gonna love it. And because there will be no UpTV without viewers like you, I would like to give a special shout out to anyone who's donated to the channel, purchased merch, became a member of the channel, or joined the website. It means more than you know. Your support goes a long way. It literally buys this channel more time. So thank you. This is Devin with UpTV. I love you, family, and I'll holla at y'all later. Peace.
What do you reckon about this, Lawrence? Prince Harry says it's all about helping to save the planet.
Oh yes, because Prince Harry's all about reducing his carbon footprint with a £32 million wedding and a £24 million renovation of Frogmore Cottage. It's all about, you know, reducing and reusing and recycling. Here's some environmental tips for the royal family. I think the Queen should start using grey water when she does a load of washing. Put the hose out the window at Buckingham Palace onto the geraniums. Get those light-saving globes in there too, you know, the really hot Arctic white ones.
The really bright ones.
Yeah, horrible. It makes you feel like you're being interrogated. And horses create a lot of methane.
Oh, they do.
So no more trooping of the colour. On the Queen's birthday, I want her to go around on a Segway. So just get on that, you know, the little Segway thing, inspecting the troops that way.
That's an
so
image.
Just, you know,
I'm trying to imagine the hat. You'd have to sort of tailor-make the hat for the Segway, though, wouldn't you?
Absolutely, you would. So yeah, they can reduce their carbon footprint, and good on them.
Thank you for watching Up TV. If you like this video and would love to see more, check out these great videos here. And don't forget to subscribe to Up TV and Up TV 2 for even more great videos.